Ultra Lounge. Actually, my district, I have no problems with he's done. I don't know when he's coming. Is he supposed to come today?
Yes, sir, he's supposed to, and I sent him an email, but I've
Okay.
had no response from him.
We'll see, but he hasn't had, not. Okay, yeah, all right, we'll talk to him then when we get here. Number 2 item, Ravenwood. That's getting to be a regular word.
We'll discuss it at,
It's 5 o'clock meeting, okay?
Yeah, please.
Number 3 is, the rental hall event center on Atlanta Highway.
yeah,
Is this the one that's got the daycare?
that's the one that's got the
bar?
daycare.
It doesn't ring very well, does it?
No,
Bar and
they
daycare.
already been having parties over there. It looks like the revenue department's got some information, Charlie.
Good, we'll cover that at 5 o'clock where everybody can hear it. Okay? Did that with mine, yours?
You took that. You took it.
Yeah.
That's the one you want to pass.
Yeah. Okay, number 3. All right, number 4. We'll talk about this Latino supermarket. I think we've got some opposition to that particular situation. Somebody, I think, signed up for that. Marcia, this is in your district? Number 4? Marcia, you got this one?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll talk about it I would like to see if somebody's gonna come from there to just hear, because I'm sure they've already had one. And if they are, because it's a running restaurant on the side of that supermarket as well. And so I would like to hear from number 4.
And number 5 is the new restaurant on Commerce Street. It's big time. I'm looking forward to talking to them about that. And number 6,
I don't have no issue.
you okay with
Yeah,
Broad?
I'm okay.
Boardroom? Okay. Family Dollar on Fairview,
I'm fine with it.
you okay? Family Dollar on Jackson Street. Who's got that one? That's you?
It's Marcia.
Marcia, is that you?
Should be a renewal.
Number 8.
Yeah, it should be just a renewal.
Yeah, it's a renewal. I'm good.
Okay.
Number
All right.
8, Jackson Street. Yeah, that's
Number 9 on Madison Avenue. and then
Number 9, we'll have some people from Capitol Heights coming. I'll hear from them first.
Okay. Number 10, Family Dollar on Mobile Highway.
I have a question about that. If we have any concerns about one Family Dollar, should we not have concerns about all the Family Dollars?
I don't.
You don't have no
Well,
concerns?
I think it's all about the
It's a
neighborhood.
grocery store.
It is a grocery store now. Had they put produce in them now?
No, that might be the Dollar Generals that's
Well,
kind of
it is
doing
Dollar
more of
General.
that.
Okay, one of the two.
So, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, let me say
Yeah,
that, I don't, but I was just wondering if there's any problem.
Well, I think they operate all the stores the same. So,
Okay.
all right,
I don't have a problem.
West South Boulevard, another
That's
Family
me too.
Dollar. That's you too.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
All them high price grocery.
Then we got a
I really need
appointment. Then Plain City appointment on North 13.
Thank you, Mr. Jimmy.
Number 6, where all my numbers go here? 16, 14's appointment, okay?
We appreciate it.
15's appointment, okay? 16's tearing 3 down today, and then you got your, everything else, okay. That pretty well covers everything on the agenda. We've got several people who'd like to talk to us, and then we'll go into executive session after we talk to these people.
We need our 5 o'clock session to go as fast as this work session is.
Okay, I can handle that if you just tell Marcia not to talk. All right, Graham Champion wants to talk to us about March Dimes. I think we got you off. I don't think your mic's on.
Start up. Mr. President,
There
Mr.
you
Mayor,
go.
members of the council, my name's Graham Champion. I'm a volunteer with the March of Dimes. Normally, you would have Ashley Gorham, who is our executive director for Central Alabama, in front of you tonight making this request. But unfortunately, about 2.5 weeks ago, she had a heart attack. And she's back home and she's doing well now. But I told her I'd stand in for her. The city of Montgomery has been very generous to the March of Dimes through the years. typically with the March for Babies and with our Signature Chefs event. What I'm here today is the annual March for Babies. For the last 2 years, we've had to do this on a virtual basis. This year, we'll be live again, and we'll be holding the march at Riverwalk Stadium on June the 4th. My request to you is if you would consider individually or as a council as a whole, a contribution to this program. If we, we would love to have, a total contribution of somewhere in the $5,000 range, but anything and everything will be greatly appreciated. Mr. President, I'll be glad to answer any questions that you might have. The brochure that you have in your folder that Ms. Blaylock passed out outlines the benefits of sponsorships at different levels. Response can either come to me, my business card is attached to the brochure, or it can go back to Ms. Gorham at the address and phone number in the brochure.
Anybody got any questions of Graham? I think we all understand it. We've all made contributions before, so it's a good program. We support.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Graham.
Y'all have a good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Okay, Bill, go. Mr. Big? Bill? Did he leave? Oh, Bill. Bill, go on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is William
A connect or even maybe a
Wilberforce.
disconnect with grandparents and
You
grandchildren.
probably
in
have
the
heard
home.
William Gilliard before, but it's Black History Month, and I thought I would just mention Wilberforce as the 18th century abolitionist that kept coming to the Parliament about stopping the slave trade. He kept coming for 18 years, and 3 days before he died, they made a decision to stop the slave trade. I'm here today because I've been in the front of you all
Run away from crime. If you
for
don't
32
want to
years
serve
talking
time,
about think big.
has to start in your own mind. Your own mind. Think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. Think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. Think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. Don't pull that trigger. When my thoughts turn to words, now it's time to make a move. I'm taking big action in everything I do. God on my side, I got everything to prove. Can't you see God's glorious perfection through this groove? Now I'm telling you the truth. Neighborhood's negative. I done been through the worst, now my enemies confused. I've been working hard, I've been paying dues, and I'm learning new things every day. I'm still in school, look this life through a wrench, but no sitting on a bench, cause it's all sent from heaven. God will prosper me is lit. Feels good to know God's power, he's the one we shouldn't let. Trying to tell you about the author and the finisher, respect, cause I'm still on the course. Yahweh never fails the kid. Yes, it's magical, of course, but my God ain't with the tricks. Take time to watch the pause, then I bring the reverence. Give my people greater hits, handkerchief to clean the sweat.
Now here's what we all need. Stay away from those awful deeds. If you really want to be free, then open your mind and listen to me.
Think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. Think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. Think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. Don't pull that trigger. And let the church say, man, every round goes higher, so I'm bringing.
I want to keep it real simple.
Very good.
We've got to reach the young people with the message. I remember when I was growing up, Mayor, a fellow by the name of James Brown came up with a song that says, "Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud." And I lived through a generation where black folks would fight if you called them black, and they were black. They needed to have something that would reach the subconscious. We've got something here that will reach the young people and will reach the subconscious. The young man that's in the video with me lost 2 biological brothers to gun violence. It's a sad commentary. He and I got together to put this together, and I took it to the county commissioners, and 1 out of 5 did catch the vision, gave us $2,000 to produce this, which has turned out to be a B production. Now, Mr. Mayor, I don't want to send it out as a B production. I don't even want an A production. I want an A+ production. Right now, we have over 10,000 views on this video. And I need your help in order to take it to an A+ production. And that's all I'm asking for today, is for you all to look at it seriously and realize that we've got to reach the young people. And not just the young, I should say, but the people who are picking up guns, who don't need to be using guns to settle problems. Would you all help us do it? Right now, I'm working with Pastor Keith Moore and Ms. Tyus and the police chief to do our part. And if you all can come together, let's work together, put some funds into developing this. Think bigger. Don't pull that trigger. I think we can see the homicides, Mr. Mayor, go down, down, down. Right now, 2 churches are meeting and praying about gun violence. That's Bethany Seventh-day Adventist Church and Maggie Street Missionary Baptist Church. 2 organizations that typically don't work with each other, but they are working with each other over this problem. And now I'm asking you all to work with us to make a difference. Do whatever you can financially. The organization is American Association for Children. God bless you, and if you have any questions for me, I'll take it.
Thank you, Mr. Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you. Robert Magoo, speak on the Hilltop of the Hellers.
Evening. I watch all these videos on YouTube, so it's kind of neat being on this side of the screen for a change. I'm here tonight for 2 reasons. One, I just want to introduce who we are. We are a new nonprofit in Montgomery. We've been around for about a year now, and basically what motivated us is we got tired of people saying there's nothing to do in Montgomery. There's a ton of stuff to do in Montgomery. Montgomery just doesn't do the best job of getting the word out about that. So we felt like that was a niche that we could kind of fill. We step in and work with community groups, different interests, different niches, and try and help people organize themselves. As an example, we had a group of knitters in the community that wanted to do World Knit in Public Day. They weren't sure how to go about throwing an event like that. So we stepped in, helped them throw it, and that grew into where now, once a month, we do a knitting meetup at the library. We're fully nonprofit. We don't take any money for ourselves. We've got a board of 3. All the money goes right into doing programming. The handout that I gave y'all, I think I emailed all of y'all a copy of this, but the following 2 pages are some other services we offer the community. You can see that we do guidebooks to the city. Each guidebook is focused on a weird niche aspect of Montgomery culture. I believe each of y'all got a different one. And then we also, every month, we do a newsletter that kind of highlights different events or organizations that are going on in that month. The other reason I'm here is kind of the first cause that we really latched onto was the idea of getting a busking ordinance passed in Montgomery. For those who don't know, that's street performing. The guy with a guitar, got a guitar case out there taking money. You currently can't really do that in Montgomery. If you do, you have to go through the process of becoming a full business in Montgomery. And as you can imagine, that's a little bit onerous for a guy with a guitar who's playing, ideally, maybe in front of Prevail or down by the fountain. Everyone we've talked to, we've mentioned it to the mayor, I've talked with Councilor McInnes, everyone likes the idea, it's just coming down on the particulars. We went and found an ordinance, it's what Columbia, South Carolina has been doing. They came out with an ordinance that was way too onerous, no one used it, and so they kind of went back to the drawing board, and the ordinance that they passed, we kind of took, edited it to fit Montgomery, and y'all all have that in your emails. So that's kind of where we're at.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions?
Appreciate it, Bob.
Yeah.
We'll be in contact.
We'll be in touch with you. Thank
Yep.
you. Very good. Deborah Neal. Ms. Neal, you got 3 minutes.
Hello, good afternoon, Mayor Reid, honorable esteemed council members. Thank you for allowing me to appear here with you today. I'm here on behalf of Maggie Street Community Development Corporation, which is an Alabama nonprofit and an approved Montgomery City vendor. I'm here to request funding for a forum on air property and blight and a micro neighborhood study to analyze this problem here in Montgomery. Back in the 1800s, the tradition was orally, the oldest male received property belonging to the family. We know, based on research, that 80% of blighted, boarded up properties are in communities of color. When I first moved here, I was taken on a tour of parts of Montgomery, and I was abhorred to find that a number of families are living in areas that look like third world countries. And for the 21st century, that's unacceptable. The whole purpose of this forum is to allow residents and community leaders to come out and learn about how to protect their assets for their family. There are 3 major panelists. A lawyer from Mobile, Alabama, who has agreed to come, and she has a video on the web explaining what air property is and what people can do to protect their property. A professor from Tuskegee University who has experience with black farmers, and to talk about the loss of wealth and assets, real estate assets, as a result of this dilemma, as well as a woman from Alcorn State University who is a research analyst but resides here in Montgomery. In addition, we will have some elected officials, and you're welcome to come, and you're invited. And city officials are going to be coming out and talking about the extent and nature of this problem. The other aspect of this is the Homeview Bear Mash neighborhood community has an extensive boarded and blighted conditions, homes in their area, and they have for years tried to address this problem. And we are conducting an assessment of that situation, and we will be coming forward with a report on whether or not this constitutes blighted air property and what can be done about it. There will be a breakout session. There will be volunteer attorneys that will allow the participants to come up one-on-one and meet with them to address their personal situations. And it's free to them. We have a budget that we have attached to the program outline. And if you have some questions about that, I will be glad to answer those questions for you. We expect at least 300 people to attend. We had 3 events last year. They were both virtual and in person. And we know that this is a serious issue that we're trying to address in this community, and thanks to Mayor Reid, he's looking at trying to establish a land bank that will help be a possible resolution to this situation. So I'm honored to be here. I look forward to your support. You will receive a letter from Dr. Holloway, the chairman of the board, who could not be here today. He's a practicing physician. Do you have any questions?
Anybody? I think we understand what you're looking for. We're very concerned about blight.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Okay, council, I want to adjourn the meeting at this time.
Mr. President, I have one question before we adjourn. Stacy, in pertaining to this busking ordinance, I mean, when we talk about busking and panhandling, what would be the difference? If we gonna license someone to do busking and we can't do it when it comes to panhandling? We can't get a control on panhandling, but we can allow this to happen. So how can't we put this to go coexist?
That's not really something I can answer as we're sitting here, but I can tell you this. We've looked at, and actually through Mayor Reid, we had begun drafting a busking ordinance and looked into the aspect, and we're discussing with finance licensing panhandlers, and there were some concerns there and the difficulties in managing that. Those conversations happened a while ago,
Okay.
but we have had those. So there were some difficulties expressed, mainly not having addresses, that kind of thing, and tracking that. But that's just off the top of my head as I sit here.
Okay, yeah, I would like to work with that, because I think we can uniform the panhandlers and we can,
That'd be a good start.
yeah. All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to adjourn, and then we want to have an executive session in
We need
the
a
council work session.
You need a motion to adjourn
Mr. President, move to adjourn for a,
for the reason.
For the reason of executive session for personnel issue.
A1. A1, yes.
Okay.
that was real simple, A1.